Hello, good morning students. Myself Dr. Uttra Chandrawat from Government College Kota, and I welcome you all in this e-lecture for the topic polymers, and this is the first unit of your polymer papers, which is the inorganic special paper in the fourth semester. So today is your first lecture and we are going to learn about the basic concepts of polymers. As you know that the word polymer, it is derived from the Greek words poly. Poly means many and mer means parts. So that makes the sense for the term polymer. And these polymers, they are molecules of very high molecular weight and are called macromolecules. They consist of a large number of small molecules called monomers. These monomers then combine to form the polymer by a process called polymerization. So, polymer, a long chain molecule, it contains a large number of repeating units having identical structure. Some of the, as you know, that some of the polymers such as proteins, cellulose, rubbers, silk, etc., they are found in nature and are called natural polymer. Whereas polystyrene, polyethylene, polyvinyl chloride, nylon, etc., they are produced by synthetic methods. Many natural polymers, they can also be produced synthetically. For example, जो natural rubber है अपना, it is also available in synthetic form and it is known as polyisoprene. As polymers, they have a wide range of properties, synthetic and natural. Both type of polymers, they play an essential role in everyone's and everyday life. Polymers, due to their varied properties, they find various applications as resins, fibers, adhesives, coatings, rubbers, films, etc. Now we come to the its ingredient part, that is monomers and repeating units. तो जैसा कि मैंने आपको I just told you that word polymer, it derives its meaning from the words many mayors. Poly means many and mayor means part. तो many mayors. So a repeating unit यानी कि जो मर है, it is not to be confused with the term monomer, which refers to the small molecules from which a polymer is synthesized. So the simplest unit, repeating unit, is that for polyethylene and consists of 2 carbon atoms linked to 4 hydrogen atoms. So the difference between the monomer and the repeating unit is the loss of the double bond in the former to give you a chain linked repeating unit. So there should be no confusion about the this monomer and the repeating unit. As we know that with the term polymer, we intend usually a repetitive structure of the type XY N, where XY क्या है? It is the so-called monomer unit or repeat unit, and N is the so-called polymerization degree. So the monomer unit derives from a reactive chemical compound capable of polymerization. As I told you, for example, in case of polyvinyl chloride (PVC), it derives from the vinyl chloride. And thanks to the opening of the double bond, which leads to the sequence which has been shown here on the screen, shortened as CH2 CHCl, and it can be represented by the term given here on the screen. Now we come to the degree of polymerization. Polymerization जो है, it is a chemical reaction that binds monomers to form large chain of polymers. A polymer will ultimately have repeating units since it binds multiple monomer units. Okay, this number of repeating units helps to determine the physical and chemical properties of a polymer and vary depending upon the polymer and its molecular weight. So The calculation of the number of repeating units or the degree of polymerization is very important in the polymer industry. Now we come to know about the degree of polymerization. What is that? It is defined as the number of repeating units in a polymer molecule. In some cases, this term is used to express the number of monomer units in an average polymer molecule. However, this is applicable only if the repeating units consist of a single type of monomer. It is usually denoted as N in the generalized formula M. Full bracket N, where M is the repeating unit. So, here we come to the slides that how to calculate the degree of polymerization. As you know that a polymer sample, it usually contains a distribution of chains with different degree of polymerization. Therefore, an average value must be taken when determining the degree of polymerization. It can be calculated by using this relationship which has been shown here on the screen. You can see. So, we can determine it if a molecular weight of a polymer molecule is known. So, here M is equal to dP multiplied by MO. So, M is the molecular weight of the polymer, dP is the degree of polymerization and MO is the formula weight of the repeating unit. So, जैसे we have shown here an example which tells you how to calculate the degree of polymerization of a sample of polythene which has a molecular weight of 1,50,000 grams per mole. So, अब अपन we will put the values in the formula. Here the molecular weight of the repeating unit MO has been given as 28 grams per mole. So, by putting these values in this formula, we can determine the degree of polymerization. So, the particular molecule it contains 5.35 into 10 power 3 of repeating units. So, when considering the molecular weight of a polymer for the above calculation, we usually take either the number average molecular weight or weight average molecular weight, which are coming across in the next slide. Here you can see on the screen the formula to calculate number average molecular weight. Okay. So, the number average molecular weight can be determined by the formula Mn is equal to epsilon xi multiplied by mi. Xi is the fraction of the total number of chains within each range and m is the mean molecular weight of each size range of polymer chains. Here now we come across the formula to calculate the weight average molecular weight. So, the weight average molecular weight it can be determined by this formula Mw is equal to epsilon Fi Mi, where Fi is the weight fraction of the polymer chains and M जो है it is again the mean molecular weight of each